Hello everyone. Very good evening to all of you, beta. Hope you are fine. So today is the third session of this live batch, and in this session, we will start chapter number 2, Modern Business Environment. I welcome you all, students. Do you have any query related to the chapter number 1, so that we can discuss those query in the first few minutes, and then we will start chapter number 2, Modern Business Environment. I think one topic is left from chapter number 1, that is value shop model. We will definitely complete in today's lecture or the next lecture, whenever we get 5 to 10 minutes of time. Okay. But before starting chapter number 2, modern business environment, if you are having any query related to chapter number 1, you can ask me. I'm waiting for your query. Otherwise, we will proceed towards new concept in chapter number 2, modern business environment. Good morning, Pitala. Any doubt in chapter number 1? How many students are online now? In case you have not having the hard copy of study material, beta, please download chapter number 2 soft copy from the ICI viewers portal. It's required in today's session. Okay, I have not got any query. So can I proceed with chapter number 2, modern business environment. This chapter is a mix of theoretical concept as well as the practical concept. Whenever I mean the theoretical concept, mind it very carefully, beta. No single theoretical question will be asked in the examination. All the theoretical concept given in the study material will be asked in the form of application-based questions only. So to solve the application-based question, you must have a strong foundation of the theoretical content of that particular topic, along with the ability of applying that particular theoretical topic into the situation as demanded by the question. So basically, this chapter is having practical content as well as the theoretical content. So let's start with chapter number 2, modern business environment. Let's have a brief overview of what are the topics that we will learn in this particular chapter, chapter number 2. The very first topic, major topic, is related with quality management. The first major topic is related with quality management. In quality management, we are having 3 topics. Out of the 3 topics, the first topic, that is the cost of quality, some author called it also the quality cost. I am repeating, beta. The first major topic in this chapter number 2 is quality management. In quality management, we are having 3 concepts. The very first concept is known as cost of quality, also known as quality cost. It's a pure practical concept. Okay. The second part and the third part are the theoretical one. They will be asked in the form of application-based question. The second part is total quality management, and the third part is business excellence model. So all these 3 topics together make up the first main topic of this chapter, known as quality management. Okay. The next practical topic we are having is theory of constraint. The abbreviated name is TOC. Have you heard the word key factor? Have you heard the word key factor or limiting factor? Can you please tell me, beta, what do you mean by key factor or limiting factor according to you? Because the second major topic in this particular chapter is related with theory of constraint, which deals with the optimal utilization of key factor resources. In other words, we can say the limited resources. Anyone who want to tell me what do you mean by key factor or limiting factor? Anyone? What do you mean by key factor or limiting factor? Okay, what do you mean by key factor? Key factor is a situation in which demand for the resources, whatever resources it can be, demand for the resources is more than its demand. Okay, Bhavin have answered limited resources for demand. Key factor, no beta. This was not the definition. Actually, only one student has given me the correct answer, Bhavin. Limited resources for demand. So key factor mean whatever demand we are having for a particular resource, the availability, the supply will not be as compared to the demand of that particular resource. What can be the resources? Resources can be the raw material. We want more quantity of raw material, but the supply is limited. The other resources can be the labor hours, machine hours, capital required. Any resources can be a key factor. The resources will be called a key factor when the demand of that resource is more than its availability, its supply, then we called it as key factor. At interlevel, you've already been taught how to derive the product mix from the situation of key factor. Now, this theory of constraint is one step further. Not only theory of constraint will provide you the best product mix so that the organization can maximize its profitability. Okay, so there are two concepts or two technique I could say that will deal by the key factor. One technique is known as marginal costing, and the other new technique, modern technique, is known as theory of constraint. Whether it's marginal costing technique or whether it's theory of constraint, both the technique deals with how to make the optimum utilization of resources. Optimum utilization of resources so that the organization profit can be maximized. But apart from providing the product mix that will provide us the maximum profitability, what theory of constraint will additionally do as compared to marginal costing? Theory of constraint will provide you alternate how to overcome that key factor resources. How to overcome that key factor resources. This will also be learned in this particular topic, key factor. So not only the key factor resources are optimally utilized, but theory of constraint also focus on avoiding the situation of key factor. It provides us the mechanism how the availability, how the supply can be increased of a particular key factor. This is the second practical topic in this particular chapter. The third and fourth topic are again the theoretical come application based concept known as supply chain management and gain sharing arrangement. So basically there are four major topics: quality management, TOC, supply chain management, and the gain sharing arrangement. Okay, beta? Sure. So we will start this chapter number 2 with the very first topic known as quality management. In quality management, we are having three subtopics: cost of quality, total quality management, and the business excellence model. We will start with cost of quality. But before that, the chapter heading is modern business environment. The chapter heading is modern business environment. First of all, we will see an overview. What do you mean by modern business environment? In the earlier days, I would say 15 years, 20 years back, the market is seller's market. The market is seller's market. The seller will decide the price of the product. The seller will decide the dispatch time. The seller will decide the quality of the product. Everything. It's a seller market because there are very few competitors that are available in the market. In a particular product, hardly 2 or 3 companies are there. So there is no such competition. So all the thing will be decided by the seller. All the thing will be decided by the seller regarding the sale price, regarding the quality of the product, regarding the delivery schedule. Each and everything will be decided by the seller in the earlier era. But nowadays, it's no more a seller market, it's a buyer market. Now, consumer is the king. So there is a drastic change from seller market to buyer's market. Now, buyer will decide the quality. Based on quality, buyer will decide the price. If you are unable to supply at that particular price, there are many other companies available in the market who are providing the same quality product at the buyer price. They will switch over to your competitor. Buyer will decide the response time, that is the delivery schedule. So now the dictator will be the buyer, consumer. It's a consumer market. So in a consumer market, what customers are expecting? They are expecting the quality product, but at a very, very reasonable competitive prices. Just imagine, beta, if customer wants only the quality product, they are not price conscious. There will be no difficulty for any company to provide the quality product in case the customer are not quality conscious. Because if customer wants a superior quality, definitely we will build up that quality into our product and definitely charge the extra price. But what's the issue? On the one hand, the customer wants the better quality. But at the same time, the better quality is demanded at a lower price. This is the main concern for any organization in the current scenario, that how to increase the quality as per the expectation of the customer, and definitely increasing the quality of the product, oblique services will definitely increase the cost. But no, in order to survive the competition, you must deliver what customer wants, and definitely you must reduce your cost continuously without affecting the quality and functionality of the product. So basically, modern business environment will teach you all the recent development in the world of costing, which dealt with how to increase the quality of the product and at the same time reducing your non-value added cost. I hope everyone is comfortable with this technical word. Non-value added cost means we are incurring expenditure on any activity, but the customer is not at all benefited from such activity, is known as non-value added cost. So basically, all this four topic: quality management, theory of constraint, supply chain management, and the last topic, gain sharing arrangement, will guide you how to increase the quality of the product, how to be more efficient and effective in delivery schedule, and at the same time you have to reduce your non-value added activity, so that the same product or the same higher quality product can be made available to the customer at a much lower price. Clear, beta? Chaliye. So let's start the very first topic. Give the heading in your copy, beta. Chapter number 2, modern business environment. Modern business environment. Write down the very first topic, cost of quality. Cost of quality. Write down in bracket the abbreviation form COQ. Cost of quality, COQ. Write down the very first point, a simple point. It's also known as quality cost. It's also known as quality cost. So first of all, I will give you some examples. Based on that, you should decide in which of the situation quality cost will be higher. In which of the situation quality cost will be higher. Okay. So the first situation I'm taking is in a hotel industry, specifically the restaurant. I would not say the hotel industry. In a restaurant, I am using only the quality branded ingredients. Only the quality branded ingredients, such as if butter is required, I'm using the brand Amul. If suppose some spices are required, I am using the brand Everest or MDH, such kind of brand, which have their brand image and are known for their quality. So if I own a restaurant, if I am using only and only the branded quality product, whether that amounts increase in the cost of quality. Second example I am taking, suppose I am a furniture maker. Suppose I am a furniture maker. The wood I require or the plywood I require, I uses the plywood of the brand known as such as green ply, which is higher graded ply to manufacture the furniture that will be sold to my final consumer. For the first example, in a restaurant, if I am using the quality branded ingredients, whether my cost of quality will increase. Second, if I am a furniture maker, I require the raw material in the form of plywood, or I say the Fevicol we require. We use the Fevicol brand adhesive for pasting the furniture. Whether that increases my cost of quality, yes or no? I am waiting for your answer, beta. Yes or no? The first example, in a restaurant industry, if I am using the quality branded ingredients such as butter, Amul butter, in the case of spices, I am using MDH, Everest, etc. And if other example is furniture maker, if I am using a branded high graded plywood, whether my cost of quality will increase, yes or no? Preeti Das has answered me yes. Okay. Other student, I'm waiting for your answer. I simply require yes or no, beta, right now. No detailed explanation is required. Okay, Jishnu, Dhara Shah have all answered me yes, the cost of quality will increase. This is the misconception, beta, about this particular topic regarding the cost of quality. To a layman, if I ask the same question now, whether the cost of quality will increase, they will definitely say yes. But as a chartered accountant, now you should be very clear between these two language, cost of creating a product and the cost of quality. Okay, cost of creating a product and the second one is cost of quality. Please listen very carefully, beta. Both the example which I have taken is not the cost of quality, it's the cost of creating a quality product. I'm repeating my words. Both the example which I have taken is not the cost of quality, it's not the quality cost, it is known as cost of creating a quality product. So there is a difference between cost of creating a product and cost of quality. Please understand very carefully, beta. If you are using the branded ingredient, such as in if you require the use of butter, you are using Amul butter. That's not the cost of quality as per the concept of cost of quality. It's the cost of creating a product. If I am using the high graded waterproof plywood to manufacture the furniture, then it's not the cost of quality. It's known as cost of creating a quality product. So, sir, what do you mean by cost of quality? Please understand very carefully, beta. Whenever a unit is manufactured for the very first time, if it is manufactured as per the standard that has been already set, if it's a quality product right from the very first unit, then it is known as, then we can say the cost of quality is almost negligible. But when you rectify the same unit due to defect in earlier production, then it is known as cost of quality. So there is a difference. Please listen very carefully, beta. Once again, I am repeating. When you are using the high quality ingredients to manufacture your product, when you are using high skilled labor to manufacture your product, it's not the cost of quality. It is known as cost of creating the product. But when a unit is being rectified due to the mistake in the production, then we can say yes, since at the very first time when the unit was manufactured, it was not up to the mark. So the extra cost we are incurring to make that defective unit into the normal one is known as cost of quality in a common parlance. Clear बेटा? So जो cost of quality है वो actually तीन चीजों से मिलकर बनती है. Cost of quality in technical terms consists of three costs. The first one is known as prevention cost. Repeat with me, beta. This is very important. The first one is known as prevention cost. The second one is known as detection cost. The first one is prevention cost. The second one is detection cost. And the third one, had there been some error while manufacturing the product, then the cost of rectifying that error will also be covered in the cost of quality. So please repeat with me, beta. This is very, very important. Unless and until you have 100% clarity regarding the basic difference, you will get confused in the later concept. So if I am using the high quality ingredients, that is known as cost of creating a product. If I am using high quality ingredient, that is called as cost of creating the product. So what do you mean by cost of quality? Whenever the product was manufactured, that was not manufactured as per specification. So whatever extra cost we are incurring to prevent the defect, to identify the defect, and once the defect has been identified, then whatever expenses you have to incur to normalize that unit is cumulatively known as cost of quality, known as quality cost. Clear है बेटा पॉइंट आपको? Yes or no? Whether this point is clear, cost of creating a product, and what do you mean by cost of quality? Now please open study material. This line is very, very, very important. It is the total of cost related to prevention. I am in second para, last second line. Second para, last second line, beta. It is the sum of the cost related to prevention and detection of defect and cost incurred due to occurrence of defect. So it consists of three costs: prevention of defect, detection of defect, and the third one is known as cost incurred due to occurrence of defect. Please write it down beta in your copy. Second point, meaning. Cost of quality is the total of the following three. Cost of quality is the total of the following three. नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखिए पॉइंट नंबर 1, प्रिवेंशन कॉस्ट, डिटेक्शन कॉस्ट एंड फेल्यूर कॉस्ट. प्रिवेंशन कॉस्ट, डिटेक्शन कॉस्ट एंड फेल्यूर कॉस्ट. Full stop. Therefore, Cost of quality is also known as PAF model. Therefore, cost of quality is also known as PAF model. P stands for prevention, A stands for appraisal, that is detection, and F stands for failure. Prevention, appraisal, and failure model. Prevention, appraisal means detection of defect, and failure. Once the defect has been identified, then the cost incurred on such defect is known as failure. So prevention, appraisal, and failure. Okay, chill. Now, there is one author named as Mr. Phillips. He has written a book named Quality is Free, has given the proper nomenclature to this concept, cost of quality. According to Mr. Phillips, the quality cost, that is the cost of quality, will be bifurcated into two parts. Cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. In simple layman language, cost of conformance can be known as cost of good quality, and price of non-conformance can be known as cost of poor quality. So Mr. Phillips, in his book, Quality is Free, has given the nomenclature to the different heads of the quality cost. The two major heads are known as cost of conformance. The other name is cost of good quality. And the other is cost of non-conformance, that is cost of poor quality. Okay. Further. This cost of conformance will be bifurcated into two parts, and cost of non-conformance, that is the poor quality, will also be bifurcated into two parts. Okay. Please write down, beta. Please write down in your copy. Components of COQ. Components of COQ. So there are two broad components. The first component is known as conformance cost. And the second one is known as non-conformance cost. Further, both the conformance and the non-conformance cost will be further bifurcated into two parts. Prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure cost, and external failure cost. Components of cost of quality given by Mr. Phillips in his book, Quality is Free, have given two broad classifications, conformance cost and non-conformance cost. Conformance costs are further bifurcated into prevention cost and appraisal cost, and non-conformance costs are bifurcated into internal failure and external failure. Now, one by one, I will explain the meaning of each and every terminology. Don't write it right now. Once the discussion is over, I will dictate, then you should write it. First of all, get the meaning of the different terms used in this chart. Conformance cost. Just I have said, it's the cost of good quality. Conformance. I am confirming myself whether the goods produced are as per standard or not. That is known as conformance cost. Non-conformance cost. Once I have established that unit number, suppose 21, is not up to the quality standard, then the non-conformance cost will start. Detection will be done in the conformance cost. Once detection has been done as defect unit, now whatever cost we will incur after that detection will be known as non-conformance cost. We can also simply call it as failure cost. Okay, clear beta? Conformance cost and non-conformance cost. Conformance cost, whether the product manufactured are as per our quality standards or not. They will detect that. Once any unit is identified as defective, then the cost of non-conformance will start. That is the failure cost. Okay. Now, conformance cost is further bifurcated into two parts: prevention cost and appraisal cost. Okay. Prevention cost means not controlling the defective unit. Control of defective unit is not the work of prevention cost. It moves one step further. Whatever cost we are incurring to prevent the defect from occurring in the very first instance is known as prevention cost. Just recall what I have said regarding the prevention cost. What I have said regarding the prevention cost. Any cost incurred by the organization to prevent the defect, not control the defect. What important is prevent the defect from occurring in the very first instance is known as prevention cost. While what is the role of appraisal cost? Whatever quality norms have been set by the company right now, whether the product manufactured, whether the raw material purchased conforms to that quality standard or not, just the checking, auditing, or inspection is the work of appraisal cost. So there is a big difference between prevention and appraisal. In prevention, we are not concerned about controlling the defect. We are concerned with how we can avoid the defect, prevent the defect from occurring in the very first instance. While appraisal cost is the different meaning of appraisal can be inspection cost, it is auditing cost, it is testing cost. Whatever quality standard has been operative right now, whether my goods manufactured or the raw material purchased conforms to that quality standard or not, is the work of appraisal cost. Clear है दोनों में differentiation, prevention and appraisal. Now we come to the conformance cost. The other simple name is failure cost. So there are two costs: internal failure and external failure. If the defect in the product has been identified by our team member, if the defect has been identified by our team member before delivering the same to the customer, customer को वो product अभी तक deliver नहीं हुआ है, before such product being delivered to the customer, the defect has been identified by our own team member, then whatever cost that we will incur once the defect has been identified is known as internal failure cost. Important point is the goods have not yet been delivered to the customer. Before delivery, we are able to identify defect in that particular finished good, and thus whatever cost now we will incur after the detection will be known as internal failure cost. Can you imagine what do you mean by external failure cost, beta? Although you may not know the technical meaning of external failure cost, but just give it a try. If internal failure definition is like this, then what do you mean by external failure cost? Just try. Nothing to lose. Okay. If the product has been delivered to the customer and now the customer is using that product, and during this process, if any defect occurs, then the defect has been put to the knowledge by the customer. So customer knows the defect in that product. They are using the same. So under warranty, they will bring back the product to our repair center, and whatever cost that will be incurred now is known as external failure cost. In very simple terms, if the defect has been identified by the customer, then it's known as external failure cost. If the defect has been identified by our own team member, then it is known as internal failure cost. Okay. Any doubt, beta? You can ask. After that, we will write down the meaning of each and every terminology: conformance cost, non-conformance cost, prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure, and external failure. Okay. Yes, Beta. Pitala, rightly identified. Defect identified after delivery by the customer is known as external failure cost. Any doubt, Beta? Please revert with yes or no so that I can proceed. Preeti, Aniket, Dhara, Rashmi, Chandan Kumar, Apala, Rahul Patel. Any doubt, Beta? Okay, no doubt, Dhara Shah. Okay, so let's write down the meaning in your copy, Beta. Please write down conformance cost. Use the heading conformance cost. इसमें लिखिए conformance cost में dash the cost of good quality. The cost of good quality. Write down next point. Drop one line and write down the heading non-conformance cost. Non-conformance cost. Cost of poor quality. Cost of poor quality. Write down the word prevention cost after dropping one line. Prevention cost. Cost incurred. Cost incurred to avoid the defect. Cost incurred to avoid the defect from occurring in the very first instance. पहली बार में ही डिफेक्ट को रोकने के लिए जो खर्चे किए जाते हैं, that is known as prevention cost. Cost incurred to avoid defect from occurring in the very first instance is known as prevention cost. Drop one line and write down the word appraisal cost. Write down the word appraisal cost. Cost incurred to identify the defect. Cost incurred to identify the defect in the finished goods or raw material. In the finished goods or raw material. Full stop. इसी में कंटिन्यू करना है बेटा. नेक्स्ट लाइन, यही पॉइंट अप्रेजल कॉस्ट ही है, बट नेक्स्ट लाइन, ऑल्सो द कॉस्ट incurred is known as prevention, is known as appraisal cost. Is known as appraisal cost. Drop one line and then write down internal failure cost. Internal failure cost. Please write down. Cost incurred on defectives cost incurred on defectives before they are delivered to customer. Cost incurred on defectives before they are delivered to customers. Drop one line and then write down external failure cost. External failure cost. Please write down cost incurred on defectives. Cost incurred on defectives, comma, identified by the customer. Identified by the customer. That is known as external failure cost. Okay, beta. Now I am giving you some examples. Now I want to check you have got the theoretical knowledge. Now it's time for application. Whether you can apply the knowledge of prevention, appraisal, internal and external in this examples. So the very first example I am giving is testing of raw material. Second, I am giving loss of contribution due to market share decline. Market share decline. Third point I want to give is quality training. Fourth point, rework cost. Now, my dear student, you have to tell me which of the point will belong to prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure, and external failure. Suppose. In which form I require answer so that we can communicate. You can communicate your answer in a very less time. Suppose the first point is known as prevention, so you should write prevention. Okay. The second point relates to suppose as per your application internal for PIAE. Like this, I want the answer. I don't want the full form prevention cost, appraisal cost. It will take a lot of time. We want to analyze our answer in very less amount of time. So please answer to me what according to you is the answer of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which of these 4 example will qualify for which cost? Prevention, appraisal, internal, and external. Okay, I think enough time is there. Can I check the answer? Testing of raw material, loss of contribution due to market share decline, quality training, and rework cost. Okay, as per Rahul Patel, I want the answer in one line, beta, na, so that it will be easy for me to check. Okay, beta, Rahul, hard luck, beta, the answer is not correct. No, beta, Chandan Kumar, the answer is not correct, beta. No, Pitala, the answer is not correct. Okay, Dhara Shah. Okay, Apala. Prevention appraisal. No, Preeti Davpita, the answer is not correct. So two students have given me the right answer, Dhara Shah and Apala Subramaniam. Okay, congratulations, beta. Other students, don't worry, beta. This is the learning process. There might be some error. I already told you, beta, what is the mechanism of my teaching. I will not give you the spoon feeding of each and every concept. Let first of all, you should try, because ultimately, if student have to face the examination, if whatever knowledge I have given, you have to apply that knowledge. And in case you are unable to apply the knowledge, no worry, beta, because that's make you mentally strong for the coming examination, so that you can work on your thought process, where we went wrong, why we have given testing of raw material as suppose prevention cost. It's not a prevention cost, it's a appraisal cost. So the thought process will definitely be built up, beta. एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी आपसे, कभी भी आपका आंसर गलत होता है, डोंट एंड नेवर बी डिमोटिवेटेड, बिकॉज इन लर्निंग प्रोसेस है, एंड इन लर्निंग प्रोसेस सम एरर्स आर बाउंड टू हैपन. बस अपने को वो एरर रिपीट नहीं करना है, सो दैट इन द एग्जामिनेशन you can answer that question correctly. Okay, so first of all I will write down the answer and then tell you the logic. Testing of raw material is the appraisal cost. Testing of raw material is the appraisal cost. Loss of contribution due to market share is external failure cost. If external, so first one is appraisal cost. The second one is external failure cost. The third one is prevention cost. And the last one is internal failure cost. Okay, now I will give you the logic of each and every one. Testing of raw material. Whether the testing is related to raw material or finished goods. The other name of testing can be inspection of raw material. Okay, auditing of raw material. It doesn't matter what you are doing. You are checking the raw material or the finished goods to check whether they conform to the standard specification or not. So this is the work of appraisal cost. So this is the work of appraisal cost. Any kind of testing, any kind of inspection, any kind of auditing is known as testing of testing will be covered under appraisal cost. Okay. Now, before second point, I will move to the third point, quality training. Quality training I have covered in prevention cost, because when you train your employees that how to avoid the defect in the very first instance, so definitely that quality will lower down the amount of loss that has been prevalent right now. So it's quality training. Definitely training provides the employee the extra skill so that they can identify the defect, and so once they have identified the problem, they will definitely avoid such problem in the near future, which will definitely reduce the amount of defective which is prevalent right now. So it will be a prevention cost. आज की quality standard को और improve करना, but due to training, definitely the quality standard of the organization will increase and the number of defective will decrease. Rework cost, rework. Already work has been done. but appraisal cost has identified such unit to be defective. So some more work has to be done on the same unit, rework cost. Therefore, it's known as internal failure cost. Okay. Had the word warranty be used, had the word warranty be used. Always remember, beta, rework means the defect has been identified by us before delivery to customer. But if the same rework is done in the name of warranty, then definitely goods have been shipped from the customer and the customer is facing some problem. Therefore, the defect has been known to the customer. So warranty cost will be covered under external failure cost. Okay. Now, this point is very, very, very important. Loss of contribution due to decline in market share. It's known as external failure cost. Can any one student provide me the logic, beta? Why the second point, loss of contribution due to decline in market share, is covered under external failure cost? Logic required. Undoubtedly, it's an external failure cost. I don't require confirmation of that. I require the logic. Why I have categorized loss of contribution due to decline in market share as external failure cost. Just think about it, beta. It's a superb logic why loss of contribution will be covered in external failure cost. Because Aniket have answered because of defective quality, customer don't want it. Okay. Rahul Patel, after receiving the goods, there was dissatisfaction and hence our market share was lost. Okay, beta, both the logic are correct. I will tell you the logic in my own words. What happens? Suppose you have purchased a mobile phone worth rupees 50,000. After 5 days of purchase, the screen is showing some line. You go to the service center, they immediately recognize the defect and hand over and change the screen in just a minute of 20 minutes. With no charge, you came back to the home. Suppose the same problem again occurs after 3 to 4 months of purchase. Once again, you go to the service center. Once again, they acknowledge their defect, their fault, and once again, they will replace the screen without any cost. Although the services provided by the service center is super, the product to be defective whenever they are using that one. Because in this case, I have taken just 20 to 30 minutes. Practically, you have to hand over the mobile phone in the morning and you will get in the evening hours. Similarly, with laptop, because all the working are now been done in laptop. So if there is any defect in the laptop, you have to pause your office work or switch to some other system, which might not be comfortable for many of us. So what customer required, although they want the warranty period, but they want the assurance that the product quality has been inbuilt. So there is almost negligible chance that the product will come under the warranty services. You will not face any defective. What's the issue? There has been the screen issue twice in your mobile phone or in my mobile phone. I gone to the service center. They have given me super service. But one thing is sure, in the future, I will not purchase that brand mobile phone. I will shift to the other brand. Okay. Also, I will tell my relative or the friend that I have got so much problem in Samsung, although they have provided me the service, but don't ever try to purchase that one. They are not providing the quality. So if the customer is facing the problem once the goods are delivered, definitely the customer dissatisfaction will be there. And due to dissatisfaction, there are two disadvantages. The customer will not buy your product again in the future. Also, they will discourage their close one not to buy the products of that particular brand, due to which our market share will decline. And due to decline in the market share, because of the quality issue, is known as loss of contribution ड्यू टू डिक्लाइन इन मार्केट शेयर. क्लियर है बेटा ये पॉइंट आपको? ओके, जिष्णु हैव आल्सो गिवन मी द आंसर. धारा शाह, ओके, पिताला, चंदन कुमार, वेरी गुड बेटा. चलिए बढ़े आगे. क्लियर हुआ ये पॉइंट आपको? नाउ मेनी एग्जांपल्स आर बीइंग गिवन इन योर स्टडी मटेरियल regarding the prevention cost, regarding the appraisal cost, regarding the internal failure and external failure. Once all these examples are done, na, the basic concept of cost of quality is over. Then we are left with some few more concepts. After that, we can start the practical questions on this topic, cost of quality. So it's very, very important, beta. Don't avoid this one. I'm giving you complete 5 to 7 minutes to read out the content from the study material. They are very, very helpful when we are about to start the practical come application based question. Okay. So here to start from page number 4 regarding the prevention cost. These are the meaning. These are the examples given. Okay. These are the meaning of appraisal cost examples, internal failure examples, external failure example. यहां तक आपको पूरा रीड आउट करना है. एंड वन थिंग बेटा, जब भी आप कोई भी एग्जांपल रीड आउट कर रहे हो, जस्ट थिंक ऑन योर ओन whether there the classification is proper, whether the warranty is written in external failure cost, whether it's logical as per the definition given. You have to check each and every example beta na. That's why I'm giving you complete 5 to 7 minutes to think on your own, to read out on your own and think each and every example based on your knowledge gathering, whether the example correctly classify in that particular category or not. Okay, so I'm giving you 7 minutes of time to read out the content of prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure and external failure, and a special focus on why a particular example has been classified in that particular category. Okay, चलिए 5 to 7 minutes आपके पास. Please read out each and every example very, very carefully, beta, why they are classified under that particular cost of quality heading. If you are done with the reading, beta, please communicate with yes. There might be some doubt in some of the examples given in the study material. You can ask those doubt, beta. I will explain. Okay. The first doubt is from Dhara Shah. What she's saying, for in prevention cost, example of quality audit is mentioned. Yes, quality audit is definitely the prevention cost. Even in appraisal cost, auditing is done. So why this cost is in preventive cost? A very good question based. Please understand very carefully, beta. Other student, quality audit has been given in prevention cost, while auditing is also applicable in appraisal cost. So why there is a overlapping in the two concepts? Please listen very carefully, beta. If you are auditing the raw material, that is inspecting the raw material, if you are auditing the finished goods, it means you are inspecting the finished goods. You are not making any change in the quality standard. Just you are checking whether the finished goods or the raw material purchased has been confined to the quality standard or not. So it will be covered in appraisal cost. But the word quality audit indicates that we are auditing the entire quality system to identify the loophole so that such loophole can be blocked so that our defective can be minimized. Quality audit means जो भी हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में क्वालिटी नॉर्म्स है, हम उनको पूरा एक बार वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं और चेक कर रहे हैं कहां पे वो लूप होल्स अवेलेबल है ड्यू टू विच डिफेक्ट इज ऑकरिंग. So we will try to identify that loophole and block that loophole so that the number of defective can be reduced to a considerable extent. Clear, Dharasha? This is the very first doubt. What is the meaning of downtime in real internal failure? Downtime means beta machine का चलते चलते अचानक बंद हो जाना. If machine suddenly stop working, then it's a loss because the labor are being idle, the electricity is being consumed, the lighting electricity is being consumed. So it's for wastage. For downtime of machine, downtime of labor will be covered in internal failure cost. What is the meaning of cost of recall? Cost of you have a word. Listen this word beta, recall. Especially in the automobile sector, if any fault is discovered in 1 or 2 or 3 car in a particular batches, the company, the car manufacturer, will recall all the car of that particular batch so that the other problem, before facing that problem, can we will provide them the solution. That is the cost of recall. Field testing, it's simple, beta Rashmi. Field testing means on the spot we are going and finding out whether the product or raw material is per our quality standard or not. Field trials, matlab we are making trial and error how this product, how this process can be made error free. Field trial, trial means trial and error. Trial means trial and error. We are making multiple iteration of the same process to find out which one is the best so that we can minimize the number of defects in our current process. Clear hai Dharasha and Rashmi? Whether your question are answered? Any other student beta? Any other doubt? Please communicate fast beta so that we can move further to the sum of the remaining points in this particular topic, cost of quality. Product and process acceptance. It's simple bit of product acceptance, whether the product is acceptable as per our quality standard or not. Process acceptance, same meaning. Sayyid. Okay? Chali beta. बढ़ते अपन आगे. Now it's very important. The best way to express this is prevention cost, this is appraisal cost, this is internal failure, this is external failure. Suppose it's rupee 1 lakh, it's rupee 60,000, it's 2 lakh rupee, and it's 4 lakh 40,000. Okay, you have identified the points in prevention, appraisal, internal and external, and the total of all such point prevention is 1 lakh rupee. Appraisal is 60,000 rupee you are spending. Internal failure 2 lakh rupee. External failure 4 lakh 40,000 rupee. You can express in monetary terms. There is no issue. COQ, cost of quality, can be expressed in terms of money, but the best approach is to express them in percentage of total cost. Like 1 lakh 60,000 plus 2 lakh 3 lakh 60,000 plus 4 lakh 40,000. So it's total 8 lakh rupee. The total cost of quality is rupee 8 lakh. Out of rupee 8 lakh, 1 lakh rupee is being incurred on prevention cost. I think when you convert this 1 lakh rupee, it will be 12.5%. I don't know the final answer, but I think 1 lakh divided by 8 lakh, it will come up to 12.5. 60,000 divided by 8 lakh, it's 6.67. नहीं, I think 7.5 आएगा. Check कर लीजिएगा बेटा, it doesn't matter. 2 lakh divided by 8 lakh, it's 25%, and 440 divided by 8 lakh, you will get the answer. I think 55% is your answer. So it's always better to express the cost of quality in percentage terms. Please write down this point in your copy through red pen without. Very, very, very important point. The best approach to measure the cost of quality, should be in percentage terms. Write down the percentage terms in inverted comma. Should be in percentage terms. Okay, beta. Now I'm asking you, Please listen very carefully, beta. Whether there is a direct relationship between cost of quality, that is cost of conformance, and cost of non-conformance, direct relationship, or there is an inverse relationship between these two. Direct relationship means if one is increasing, the other will also increase. Inverse relationship means if one is increasing, the other will decrease. What, according to you, is the relationship between cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance? Tell me, beta. Relationship between cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. Okay, very good. It should be an inverse relationship. Okay, can you tell me further this point? If I incurred expenditure on that dash, then my expenditure on dash will be reduced. कहां पे अगर मैं अपना एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ा दूं तो मेरा एक्सपेंडिचर दूसरे एरिया में कम हो जाएगा. Okay, all of the students have given me the correct answer, that is they are inversely related. Now, as a chartered accountant, on which area you want to spend more so that spending more on that area will benefit by reduction in the other area? Whether you want to spend more on conformance cost or more on non-conformance cost so that the other can be decreased. Okay, beta, very good, Rashmi Dharasha. Definitely, we want to incur more on conformance cost so that the non-conformance cost can be reduced, can be minimized, can be reduced, because it's not enough that you are identifying the defect, you are providing services to the customer. You should avoid the defect in the very first instance. That should be your prime target. Okay, so please write down this point. Relationship. Give the heading relationship. Write down first point in this heading, relationship में पहला point लिखे. There is an inverse relationship. There is an inverse relationship between cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance. That is, if we increase expenditure on conformance cost, if we increase expenditure on conformance cost, comma, non-conformance cost can be reduced. If we increase expenditure on conformance cost, comma, non-conformance cost can be reduced, and vice versa. Now, tell me one more relationship, beta. Out of the four costs, prevention, appraisal, internal, and external, out of the four costs, if I increase expenditure on any one cost out of the four costs, then the other three will decrease. It means out of the four expenditure heading, one will have an inverse relationship with the other three heading. What are that? किसको अगर मैं बढ़ा दूं तो जो दूसरे तीन हेडिंग है उनकी जो कॉस्ट है that will definitely reduce. Tell me, beta. Very good, Jishnu Pithala, rightly answered. It's prevention cost. If you increase the expenditure on prevention cost, not only your failure cost will decrease, but also your appraisal cost will decrease. because there will now be less amount of time required to do the inspection or testing work. So write down the second point in the relationship heading. The prevention cost and the other three, the prevention cost and the other three, write down in bracket, appraisal, comma, internal and external. Appraisal, internal, external, in bracket close, is also having inverse relationship. Is also having inverse relationship. Full stop. Next line, point यही है बेटा, next line. The most desirable situation is increasing the expenditure on prevention cost, comma, thereby reducing the other three costs. So now I will test your application skill, beta. You are having complete knowledge of this topic, cost of quality. Now I will ask you few questions. You have to answer them so that I can check your application skill. Okay, you have to try. You have to give your 100%. Don't worry about the correct or wrong answer. The first question is whether quality cost can be zero, yes or no. Whether the cost of quality cost can be zero, yes or no. Don't provide me the logic. Just answer me with yes or no. Whether quality cost can be zero. No, beta, it cannot be zero because there is an inverse relationship between conformance cost and non-conformance cost. In other words, there is an inverse relationship between prevention cost and the other three costs. The answer will be yes only and only when there is a direct relationship. If conformance will increase, non-conformance will increase. If non-conformance is decreasing, non-conformance is also decreasing, then only such situation can happen where the cost of quality can be zero. Although you have applied the concept Six Sigma, there are almost no defect, but still you are incurring heavy expenditure on prevention cost, and prevention cost is one of the category in the total cost of quality. So cost of quality can never be zero because increase in one expenditure will benefit through decrease in the other expenditure. Okay, beta, clear hai point? Now, my second question to you is, at inter level, you have heard the concept about loss will be divided into normal loss and abnormal loss. Okay, what do you mean by normal loss? Unavoidable loss. What do you mean by normal loss? Loss that can be avoidable. Can you tell me, beta, now after reading this concept of cost of quality, whether organization is still recognizing some portion of loss as normal loss? Yes or no? whether still the concept of bifurcation of loss into normal loss or abnormal loss is there after such modern concept of total quality management, cost of quality, etc. Because you have heard and applied multiple times that loss will be bifurcated into normal loss and abnormal loss, whether still after such modern concept of cost of quality and further we will learn TQM, Six Sigma, etc. Whether the concept of normal loss still there? No. No more the concept of normal loss is there in such modern philosophy. I'm speaking very important word, beta. Please listen very carefully. Every loss in this modern era will be treated as abnormal one. Every loss. What happens if you consider certain portion of loss as normal, na, you will never work to reduce that loss. अगर आप एक पोर्शन को नॉर्मल लॉस मान के चलते हो ना बेटा, कभी भी आप सोचोगे ही नहीं कि कैसे लॉस कम हो सकता है. जस्ट चेंज योर माइंडसेट and treat that normal loss as abnormal. Now you will think, oh, this is an abnormal loss. How I can reduce that one? At least you're thinking about that. So definitely ideas will come. And I'm not saying that the normal loss will be zero in 1 or 2 years. It will take a long amount of time. But definitely, if you consider each and every loss as abnormal, you are treating every loss as abnormal. So you are thinking over that how to reduce such kind of loss. So all such modern concepts clearly state there is no role of normal loss in this modern era. Whatever loss is there, every loss should be treated as an abnormal one so that you can work on each and every aspect of that loss so that it can be minimized or completely avoided. Completely avoided. Okay? Chali beta. Now, the last question before the break. What if desirable cost of quality? What if desirable cost of quality? Suppose cost of quality is 10 lakh rupee. Cost of quality is 10 lakh rupee. So the first situation is we will incur 10 lakh rupee on prevention, on conformance cost, and on non-conformance cost, we will incur 0. The second one, we will not incur any cost on prevention and appraisal. The result will be we are having a failure cost of rupee 10 lakh. Which situation is desirable? 1, 2, or something new? Tell me, beta. Which situation is desirable? Situation 1 is desirable, or situation 2 is desirable, or something other should be desirable. That should be a balanced one. Okay, Jishnu, Rashmi, Dharasha have given me the answer. Beta, some more students I have got the answer. Rahul, Pithala, first situation. Okay, majority of the students are speaking about the first situation. The second situation is very dangerous because you are not working on avoiding the defect, neither you are inspecting the defect. So although the complete cost of quality comes from the heading failure cost, but definitely it will increase at rocket speed in the very near future because there will be loss of contribution due to the external failure cost. So second situation is not at all desirable, not at all desirable. Okay. The first situation might be acceptable because your failure cost is 0 and you are incurring heavy expenditure on the prevention and appraisal cost. It is acceptable. Second is not at all acceptable. The first one is acceptable, but something better is desirable. ये जो है ना बेटा, ये एकदम एक्सट्रीम एंड है कि आपने एक जिद ले लिया कि नहीं हमें तो फेल्यूर कॉस्ट को 0 करना है. भाई, you are a profit making organization. Your first target should be to earn the profit. And in this process of committing zero failure cost, you incur heavily on prevention and appraisal cost. So it might badly affect your profit, the bottom line. So the desirable option should be, we do not require the zero conformance cost. We do not require the zero non-conformance cost. The cost of quality should be at the optimum level. I am using the word optimum. The other substitute word is optimal. Both are carrying the same meaning. Repeat with me, beta. The first word is optimum. The next alternative substitute word is optimal. We require the cost of quality at optimum level. For what is optimum level? The optimum level is where the cost of quality should be at minimum level. Where the cost of quality should be at minimum. I think one graph is given. Yes, optimal COQ. But it is given in page number 8. This is the optimal level. This is known as the optimal level. Optimal level, where cost of conformance and cost of non-conformance are minimum, is known as optimal level. So this one is known as optimal level, जहां पर आपकी conformance cost और non-conformance cost minimum आए, दोनों मिला के, that is known as the optimal COQ, that is the cost of quality that will maximize my profit. The cost of quality that will maximize my profit. Clear, beta? So please write it down. Zero defect policy. From financial viewpoint, comma, zero defect policy that is zero conformance cost, is not desirable. It's not desirable. Next point. While practically it can be achievable. Next line, drop one line and then write down through red pen. This is very important. The desirable cost of quality is known as optimal COQ. The desirable cost of quality is known as optimal COQ. Full stop. Optimal COQ is where the combined conformance and non-conformance cost. Optimal COQ is where the combined conformance and non-conformance cost is at minimum level, where the combined conformance and non-conformance cost is at minimum level. चलिए बड़े बेटा आगे. So now if you are having any doubt, you can ask the doubt beta, because the theoretical concept, somewhat practical application concept is over. Now, after the break, we will move on towards the practical question of COQ, cost of quality. Before that, if you are having any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, reply with, sir, no doubt, so that I can proceed further. I am waiting, beta. Please revert fast, beta. We are short of time because a very lengthy question is waiting for you regarding the concept of cost of quality. That will take minimum 60 minutes. No doubt about that. Okay, I think there is no doubt. So let's take a break of 10 minutes, beta. It's 19:33 in my clock. Okay, we will meet at 19:45 कर देते हैं इसको अपन. Okay, so break till 19:45. Okay, but take a break. Okay, beta, let's continue with the topic total quality management, particularly cost of quality. Okay, so I'm having the question number 2. Please open page number 45. Page number 45 of chapter number 2, modern business environment. Page number 45. Okay, beta, can I start question number 2? Okay, so this is comparatively a very simple question. One special question is waiting for you, which require minimum 60 minutes to understand that particular question and solve that question. Okay, so we will hardly devote 7 to 10 minutes in this particular question, and the remaining time will be devoted to question number 3, a very special question of cost of quality. As we are already decided, we will first read out the requirement part and then read out the question. So the requirement part. Prepare a cost of quality statement. So 100% clarity is there that in this particular requirement part number 1, we have to apply the cost of quality concept. For the year 1920, showing the percentage of the total cost of quality incurred in each cost category. There are total 4 cost category: prevention, appraisal, internal and external. Okay. So first is we have to prepare 1920 cost of quality statement. Second, prepare a cost benefit analysis of the new quality program showing how the quality initiative will affect each cost category. So basically might be there are 2 years, 1920 and 2021. In requirement part number 1, we have to prepare a quality cost statement for 1920. Then definitely in the next year, we might have introduced some new quality program, due to which there might be some change in the 4 category. So we have to show how each category will be affected by such new program, and so how the manager trade off among the 4 category of quality cost. So basically all the 3 requirements are related with cost of quality concept. So let's start the question now. The CEO of P Limited is concerned with the amount of resources currently spent on customer warranty claims. Okay. So the company is P Limited, the CEO is concerned about customer warranty claim. Can you tell me, beta, customer warranty claim is classified in which category? It is external failure cost. Each box of its product is printed with the logo, satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Company is having difficulty in competing with X Limited because it doesn't have the reputation of high quality that our competitor X Limited enjoys. Since the warranty costs are so high, the CEO of our company would like to evaluate what costs are being incurred to ensure the quality of the product. So my company is P Limited. Whatever product I am selling, a logo is printed on that, satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. But we are facing huge issue in the warranty claim. Our competitor X Limited is having superb reputation for quality product, which we don't having right now because of the external failure in the form of warranty cost. So now my CEO of my company wants to evaluate what cost we are being incurred in the form of cost of quality. So हमें इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है 1920 की. Tell me, beta, warranty cost will be classified in external failure cost. Correct है? Warranty cost, external failure cost, employee training cost. बताइए कहां पे classify होगा? Employee training cost. Very good. It will be classified under prevention cost. Rework cost. Rework cost. Very good. It will be classified under internal failure cost. Lost profit from lost customer due to impaired reputation. Already we have seen this, beta. It is external failure cost. जो मार्केट रेपुटेशन हमारी डैमेज हुई ड्यू टू क्वालिटी इशू, उसके कारण जो अब हमारा मार्केट शेयर डिक्लाइन हुआ है, दैट इज लॉस्ट प्रॉफिट. कॉस्ट ऑफ रिजेक्टेड यूनिट्स. कॉस्ट ऑफ रिजेक्टेड यूनिट बताइए कौन सा? इंटरनल फेल्यूर. सेल्स रिटर्न प्रोसेसिंग. सेल्स रिटर्न तभी आया होगा जब क्वालिटी इशू हुआ होगा, तो तो ये हमारे लिए एक्सटर्नल फेल्योर कॉस्ट. एंड लास्ट वन इज टेस्टिंग. टेस्टिंग, इंस्पेक्शन, ऑडिटिंग विल ऑलवेज बी इन अप्रेजल कॉस्ट. कोई डाउट बेटा इनमें क्लासिफिकेशन में आपको? ठीक है, बढ़ू मैं आगे. कोई भी अगर डाउट हो तो यू कैन आस्क मी, मैं उसका रिप्लाई करूंगा. तो ये डिटेल कब की दिया था हमें? 1920 की डिटेल हमें दिया था. तो जो रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट नंबर फर्स्ट था वो 1920 से रिलेटेड था. तो हमें अब इन पूरी कॉस्ट को क्लासिफाई कर देना है. हमने बाइफरकेट कर दिया है व्हाट आर इंटरनल, एक्सटर्नल, अप्रेजल एंड प्रिवेंशन. अब हमें इसको फॉर्म अप करके इसको परसेंटेज टर्म्स में एक्सप्रेस करना है. क्लियर है? नाउ जो सेकंड रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट था, दैट इज सेइंग दैट वी हैव इंप्लीमेंटेड अ न्यू क्वालिटी प्रोग्राम. How that new quality program has impacted the various 4 category, we have to evaluate that one. Okay. In the year 2021, that is the next year, companies considering the spending following amount on quality program, new quality program. Inspection of raw material. Inspection of raw material. What is this? Inspection of raw material. Inspection of raw material will be classified under appraisal cost. Re-engineer the production process to improve product quality. Control product quality नहीं, improve product quality मतलब defect will definitely be lower. So this will be the prevention cost. Clear है? Supplier screening and certification. So it can be preventive, it can be appraisal. It is preventive if we want to explore new supplier and check whether they can provide us the quality norms as per our company, raw material as per quality norms of our company, then it will be prevention cost. But if our existing suppliers are being evaluated to check whether they have supplied us the product as per our norms or not, then it will be an appraisal cost. Normally institute prefers supplier screening and certification under the head appraisal cost. Okay, but it totally depends. If new suppliers are being evaluated so that we can get the quality raw material at the very first time, then it will be a prevention cost. If existing supplier are being evaluated to check how much they conform to our quality standard, then it will be an appraisal cost. Okay, beta. Preventive maintenance on plant equipment, it will be an appraisal cost. Please understand the logic, beta. Why this is an appraisal cost, preventive maintenance? Please open that definition of appraisal cost we have written on the copy. Appraisal cost की जो definition थी बेटा, वो ओपन कीजिए आप. उसमें हमने सेकंड पॉइंट में लिखा है कॉस्ट इंकर्ड टू मेंटेन द एग्जिस्टिंग क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड. For prevention is nothing but scheduled maintenance. If we properly maintain our machine, then it will provide us the eligible norms of quality. जो हमने define किया है वो norms हमें देगी. If we are not maintaining the machinery, definitely the quality norms will not be followed. So maintaining the quality norms include the regular maintenance, that is the scheduled maintenance of plant and machinery. Therefore, it will be covered in preventive cost. Okay. So अब ये चारों खर्चे हैं आपके, दे आर रिलेटेड विद कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट. एंड वी ऑलरेडी नो इंक्रीज इन कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट विल रिड्यूस द नॉन कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट. आपने जो भी किया है ये खर्चे आपने कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट के बढ़ाया है, तो इंक्रीज इन कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट विल डेफिनेटली रिड्यूस द नॉन कन्फर्मेंस कॉस्ट. तो देखिए यहाँ पे वही बताया गया है, कंपनी एक्सपेक्ट द न्यू क्वालिटी प्रोग्राम टू सेव कॉस्ट बाय द फॉलोइंग अमाउंट. तो हमारा जो लॉस्ट प्रॉफिट था वो इतने से कम हो जाएगा. देयर विल बी रिडक्शन इन रीवर्क कॉस्ट, देयर विल बी रिडक्शन इन वारंटी कॉस्ट, देयर विल बी रिडक्शन. तो जैसे 8 लाख रुपए यहाँ पे कम हो रहा है, इट मींस एग्जिस्टिंग इज 8,10,000, नाउ इट विल बी रिड्यूस्ड बाय 8 लाख, रिड्यूस्ड बाय रिडक्शन है ये, है ना. सो नाउ द रिवाइज्ड रिडक्शन इन लॉस्ट प्रॉफिट विल बी जस्ट 10,000 रुपी. Existing rework cost is ₹3 lakh, while there will be reduction in rework cost by 2,50,000. So now the rework cost will be 50,000. So इस प्रकार से हमें अब एक cost benefit analysis देना है, whether whatever expenditure we have incurred on conformance cost, whether that has been benefited by the company through exceeding the reduction in the non-conformance cost. Clear है बेटा? Simple सा question है, nothing special about that. Now this question is very, very special. Question number 3rd. mark this question as very, very, very important. I'm not saying very important from the examination viewpoint. No one knows which question will come in the examination. It's only the paper setter who will decide the question that will come in your examination. Important means such question require multiple revision. Without multiple revision, if such question, although you have attempted it during your study session, but if there is no multiple revision of such question, definitely if the same question appear in examination, beta, you will not be comfortable. So from that viewpoint, it's a Okay, beta. So there is some technical error. Apologies for that, due to which our 5 to 7 minutes are wasted. Okay. So now let's recontinue. I'm on question number third. It's a very, very special question. So you have to be full attentive in the next 50 to 55 minutes, beta. Okay. So this question is very, very, very important. Before starting this question, let's discuss some basic. Once the basic is done, then you can easily solve the question number third. Okay. Let's you can give the head basic of question number third. Basic of question number third. First of all, regarding raw material. First of all, basic regarding the raw material. Suppose it is given raw material per unit is rupee 20. Raw material consumption per unit is rupee 20. Situation number one. Units manufactured 1000. Tell me raw material purchased and consumed. कितने रुपए का रॉ मटेरियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने परचेज और कंज्यूम किया? इट्स वेरी इजी. आई एम स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच. That's why I have selected this very basic question. Raw material per unit is rupee 20. Units manufactured are 1000. So the answer is very simple. It's rupee 20,000. I think there is no issue in this particular question. Okay. Question number 2. Same thing. I am repeating. Raw material per unit is rupee 20. Good units manufactured and sold 1000 units. Defective units it's 100. Tell me raw material purchased and consumed. What is the raw material purchased and consumed in this case? Raw material is rupee 20 per unit. Good units manufactured and sold by the organization 1000 unit. Defective units are there which cannot be sold, that is 100 unit. So what is the amount of raw material purchased and consumed during this question? Question number 2. Okay, it's very simple, beta. It's 22,000. The logic is very simple. Even the defective unit consume the same amount of raw material as of good unit. The important point is raw material consumption will not only on good unit, it will also be on defective units. है ना? ये point हो गया. Third point. Raw material per unit is rupee 20. Good units manufactured and sold is suppose 900. Defective units is suppose say 100. And one additional point I am giving in this particular question, raw material scrapped at point of consumption. %. You have to tell me what is the amount of raw material that I have to purchase in this particular scenario. raw material is 20. And one thing, please listen very carefully, beta. Unless otherwise specified by the question, whatever amount is given on per unit basis, that will always be the final consumption amount. ये जो 20 रुपए दिया है, this is the final consumption amount of raw material on per unit basis. Okay. Unless otherwise stated, you will always take the same assumption that raw material when expressed in per unit amount of, it will always be the final consumption one. Okay. तो आप मुझे बताइए कितने रुपए का रॉ मटेरियल मुझे परचेज करना पड़ेगा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन. Okay, 22,000. No, beta, that's not the right answer. 22,000 is not the right answer, beta. Yes, Chandan Kumar, I think now you have given me the correct answer, 22,222. First of all, we have to find out the consumption. Consumption is on 1,000 units. Okay, 900 plus 100. And what is the amount of consumption? It's rupee 20. This is consumption. And let's assume if I purchase 100 kgs, then I know that there will be a loss of 10%. So the consumption will be of 90 kgs only. Assume. So whatever has been consumed is equivalent to 90 in ratio. Whatever has been consumed is equivalent to 90 in ratio. I have asked you about the purchase of raw material. So purchase of raw material will be 100 ratio. So therefore, the amount of raw material that I have to purchase in this situation is 22,222 rupee worth of raw material has to be purchased so that I can consume 20,000 of raw material to manufacture the finished goods. The remaining 10% will be scrapped in the production process. Clear beta ये point? Any doubt? Whether this point is clear to you? बढ़े आगे. क्लियर है वाला पॉइंट? चलिए देखिए अब आप नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, अब अपन फिनिश गुड्स में जाते हैं. Okay, so this is the production department. Once the production has been done, this is the inspection department. This is finished goods warehouse. This is defective units. And this is sale of finished goods. Okay, beta. So what will be the procedure? Please listen very carefully, beta. It's very important. Right? First of all, production will be done in the production department. Okay. Can you tell me whether all unit will be inspected in production department or only good unit will be inspected in production department? All the units produced will be inspected in production department, or whether only the good unit will be inspected in the production department? Definitely all the produced unit will have to be inspected in the inspection department, and the outcome of inspection department is good unit will be transferred to finished goods warehouse, while the defective units will be transferred to another area of the organization. So good unit will be transferred to the finished goods warehouse. Good units. Clear, beta? So all the production unit will have to be tested. Once the testing is done, then we have the result, good unit and defective unit. Suppose defective unit have no saleable value. Defective units have no saleable value. इसकी कोई भी saleable value नहीं. Okay. So which unit we can sold in the external market? Which unit we can sold in the external market? Definitely the good unit will be sold in the external market. ये जो unit है, this unit will be sold in the external market. Clear है बेटा? Now very important. Now very important. अब आपने good unit market में sale के लिए दे दिया. Whether there is a guarantee that once you inspect the finished goods, there will be no defect when the customer uses the same? You cannot guarantee. It might be possible that suppose you have sold out, suppose you have produced 1000 units. Okay, 980 units has been tested as good unit, 20 units has been tested as defective unit, and you have sold 900 units in the month of September 2020. Out of this 900 unit, there is an problem in 35 units, which are to be replaced. Now tell me, beta, this 35 units out of those 900 units, which are to be replaced, undoubtedly free of cost because the goods is in the warranty period. Now this 35 units, let's change the data for better understanding. Problem is in 15 units. Now tell me, this 15 units which are to be replaced, is to be replaced from this 20 units or to be replaced from this 980 unit. Consider yourself as a customer who is facing the problem. You are facing the problem. You are having one of the unit in the 15 unit. Assume yourself and give me the answer. Out of which lot 15 unit is to be replaced out of 20 unit, or 15 unit is to be replaced out of 980 unit. Consider your as a customer in those 15 units, you will get the correct answer. I am waiting with that. Please provide me the correct answer. Now, this 15 units which are to be replaced free of cost, since those are in the warranty period, whether these are to be replaced out of those 20 units or out of those 980 units. I am waiting, beta. Please communicate your answer. Very good, beta. Dhara, Jishnu, Bhavin, Rahul Patel correctly answered. Definitely, I have paid for the good unit. So whenever there is a problem and company has to resolve that one, company is replacing my mobile phone. So definitely, I want the brand new mobile phone. Why I will take the defective one? Definitely, this 15 units will have to be replaced out of this 980 units undoubtedly. Clear है बेटा? चलिए, अब आप बताइए, this one will be called as internal failure cost. ये जो 20 यूनिट्स है, ये मेरे लिए इंटरनल फेल्यूर कॉस्ट है. Agreed? Now, this 15 units will be called as एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर कॉस्ट, डिफेक्टिव यूनिट्स जो 20 थी वो इंटरनल फेल्यूर कॉस्ट है, 15 यूनिट्स जो कस्टमर ने मुझे रिटर्न किया उसके बदले जो मैंने फ्री में रिप्लेस किया, दैट इज नोन एज एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर कॉस्ट। क्लियर है यहां तक? चलिए, नाउ when we convert this defective unit and in external failure unit into rupee terms, suppose 50 रुपी पर यूनिट का हमें लॉस होता है अगर यूनिट डिफेक्टिव होती है, तो यहां पर मुझे लॉस है 20 इंटू 50, 1000 रुपी। बट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, ये 15 यूनिट्स भी नॉन सेलेबल है वंस दे आर रिटर्न फ्रॉम द कस्टमर। तो इसको जब मैं स्क्रैप में बेचूंगा तो माई लॉस इज नॉट 50 रुपी, 50 रुपी से मेरा थोड़ा सा 2-3 रुपए का फॉर एग्जाम्पल लिया मैंने ज्यादा है। जो इंटरनल फेल्यूर यूनिट है उन पर मेरा 50 रुपी का लॉस है पर यूनिट, क्योंकि मुझे स्क्रैप में बेचना है। जो कस्टमर से रिटर्न आया उसको भी मुझे स्क्रैप में बेचना है। इन दोस यूनिट ऑल्सो आई विल बियर द लॉस ऑफ ₹50, बट एडिशनली some loss is also there apart from those manufacturing cost of ₹50. Can you identify the nomenclature of that cost that I have to incur additionally on external failure unit, which I have not incurred on internal failure unit? Once again, I am repeating my question, beta. चाहे डिफेक्टिव यूनिट इंटरनल के द्वारा हो, चाहे डिफेक्टिव यूनिट आपका एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर हो, दोनों में ही हमारी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट का लॉस है, बिकॉज दे आर हैविंग नो सेलेबल वैल्यू। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट का लॉस है। बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट, one more cost that we have incurred on those 15 units which also represent the external failure cost. I am not talking about the loss of contribution. मैं बात कर रहा हूं इन 15 यूनिट पर ही आपने एक और खर्चा किया हुआ है, that is also represented in external failure cost. Can you name that cost, beta? वेरी गुड पिताला, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट, पैकेजिंग कॉस्ट, करेक्ट वन है, बिल्कुल करेक्ट आंसर है मिस पिताला का। प्लीज लिसन वेरी केयरफुली बेटा। दिस 20 यूनिट्स हैज बीन आइडेंटिफाइड बाय अस एज डिफेक्टिव, सो वी विल नॉट incur any transportation cost of selling this 20 units. We will not incur any packaging cost on this 20 units. Only the manufacturing cost of ₹50 will be incurred. But out of this 900 unit which I have sold, 15 units has been written. In each of those 900 unit, I incurred transportation cost to the customer place. I incurred the packaging cost of that product. So out of that 900, the 15 is being returned to me. So not only the manufacturing cost has been spent on those 15 units, but also the transportation and packaging costs are also incurred on those 50 units. So suppose the amount is 3 rupee. Suppose the amount is 3 rupee. So on every internal failure unit, I am incurring a loss of ₹50. While on every external failure unit, I am incurring a loss of 53 rupee. Additionally 3 rupee or incurred on the transportation and packaging of goods written when sold for the very first time. क्या ये point आपको clear हुआ है बेटा? Please revert with yes or no. Unless and until I got the reply, I cannot move further, beta, because a बहुत important point है कि although there are manufacturing loss in both the category, but additionally the transportation cost, the packaging cost, the distribution cost will also be incurred on external failure units. Okay, Aniket, Sohan, Sayyed have given me the correct answer also. No, not Sayyed. Okay, बड़े बेटा आगे चलिए। अब मैं आपको देता हूं कुछ सिचुएशन, आप बताइएगा कि हाउ मेनी यूनिट्स आई हैव मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एंड हाउ मेनी यूनिट आई हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड। प्लीज राइट डाउन वन क्वेश्चन। फाइंड आउट units produced during the period, units manufactured during the period. Find out units manufactured during the period. Write down the very first point. $1,200 units have been invoiced to customer. Word important, invoiced. Na? 1,200 unit has been invoiced to customer. Second point, 5% of units delivered to customer, 5% of units delivered to customer. Mind the words, beta. In the first point, I have given you the word invoice. In the second point, I have used the word delivered. 5% of the goods delivered to customer are returned as defectives. Comma, which are to be replaced free of cost. Third point, internal failure if 20% of units manufactured. Internal failure if 20% of units manufactured. और आपने already लिख दिया बेटा in the very first line. You have to find out how many units have been produced during the period. चलिए, बहुत अच्छा कैलकुलेशन है. Please take your time. And whenever you are using the percentage, please check. एक concept होता था ना बेटा, आपने 11th-12th में पढ़ा हुआ है. Suppose the cost is ₹100. Suppose the cost is ₹100 और मैंने बोला आपको the profit is 20% on sale. The profit is 20% on sale. So you already know the idea कि मैं ₹100 जो मेरी कॉस्ट है उस पर डायरेक्टली 20% अप्लाई नहीं कर सकता. If I use the word profit is 20% on cost, you can directly you apply 20% on ₹100. सेम कैलकुलेशन यहां पे है. आपको देखना पड़ेगा जो परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट करके आपको दिया हुआ है दैट इज कैलकुलेटेड ऑन विच बेस. क्या वो सेल प्राइस पर कैलकुलेटेड है फॉर एग्जांपल या वो कॉस्ट पर कैलकुलेटेड है ना. वो बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है बेटा. टेक योर टाइम. हमने आपको इनवॉइस्ड यूनिट दिया है, उसके आधार पे आपको रिवर्स वर्किंग के द्वारा प्रोडक्शन यूनिट पे पहुंचना है. चलिए समझ देता हूं मैं आपको. Don't answer in a hurry. Take your time. But a very, very, very important concept is going on. I don't think, beta, it will come in round off whole number. Okay. 1500 यूनिट्स रश्मि ने बताया है. ओके, we will check whether this is correct or not. I don't think beta this answer is correct. Rashmi, please reconsider your answer beta. Okay, Sohan have given 1579 approximately. Okay, beta. We have to check this one. I don't comment right now. Other student, please revert with your answer, beta. And if some more time are required, I am more than comfortable. Take your time. Okay, majority of the student have given the answer 1575. Okay. Jishnu, Bhavin, Aniket, Rahul have given 1575. Okay, beta. So let's start. Don't write at this point of time. Please listen very carefully. This is very, very important. If you listen this concept and understand the same, na beta, then question number 3 will be a child's game. Okay? Please listen very carefully. First of all, number of units produced, that is the total production. Total production. Out of this total production, we will deduct. Please don't write beta. It's a request from my side. Please devote your full time on understanding the concept. Because if you understand this question properly, na, then question number 3 will be very easy. Otherwise, it will create problem beta. Na? Less internal failure units. तो जो रिमेनिंग बचेगा वो है गुड यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस. ये हो गया हमारा पहला टारगेट, गुड यूनिट प्रोड्यूस. ओके, नाउ टेल मी whether there is a difference between the word invoiced and delivered. Whether there is a difference between these two terms, invoiced and delivered. Simply say yes or no. No is required. Whether there is a difference between invoiced and delivered. Yes or no, beta? Please revert fast. Yes, there is a difference between the word invoiced and delivered. If I have invoiced the same, I have received the money related to that. But it's not necessary that whatever has been delivered has been invoiced. No. In fact, number of delivery will be equal to invoiced plus external failure return. बिकॉज जो एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर आया है उसको भी तो आपने डिलीवर किया है. दैट यूनिट्स आर ऑल्सो बीइंग डिलीवर्ड बाय यू. होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ईच एंड एवरी कीवर्ड बेटा. यूनिट इनवॉइस, इट मींस आई हैव मेड द बिल, वो पैसा मुझे मिलेगा. बट एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर हैव नॉट बीन इनवॉइस्ड बट दे हैव बीन डिलीवर्ड टू द कस्टमर. So one thing is sure, delivered word consists of unit invoiced plus external failure. Number of units delivered is equal to invoiced plus external failure. Okay. If I talk in ratio, if the number of units delivered are 100, suppose if the number of units delivered are 100, then they have given us that 5% of the unit invoiced नहीं बोला है, 5% unit of the goods delivered. So we have assumed 100 as number of goods delivered. So 100 का 5% हुआ 5. So the remaining will be 95 in balancing figure. 100 का 5%. ये सब रेशियो है बेटा, we have assumed this. अब in this particular question, you have been given that 12,000 units, 1200 था, okay, 1200 units has been delivered to the customer. 1200 units has been delivered, has been invoiced, sorry, 1200 units has been invoiced to the customer. Ask yourself a question, whether you can apply 5% directly on this 1200 unit. Whether you can apply 5% directly on this 1200 unit? No, because the calculation of 5% is 5% on units delivered. It's not 5% on unit invoice. Had the word, it is given 5% on unit invoice. We can directly calculate the external failure unit 1200 into 5%. But the word used is 5% on units delivered. So 1200 units is equivalent to 95 in ratio. 1200 unit is equivalent to 95 in ratio. So we have to find out how many units have been identified as external failure by the customer, and we have replaced, delivered them free of cost. ये पॉइंट क्लियर है बेटा? 1200 का हम 5% नहीं ले सकते हैं, yes or no? Your confirmation is required beta, because this is the most crucial point. Whenever we solve question number 3, this basic is required. 1200 का हम 5% नहीं ले सकते, because 1200 is invoiced unit, while 5% has been calculated on units delivered. Please confirm with yes or no whether this concept is clear to you. Okay, बढ़ूं आगे. So अब कैसे find out करेंगे सर फिर? Very easy. 1200 in ratio is equivalent to 95. So 5 के इक्विवेलेंट कितना निकाल के बताइए बेटा, कितना आ रहा है? 1200 divided by 95 into 5. divided by 95 into 5. It is equal to 63. Approximately ले लेते अपन. It is equal to 63. So it means 12,063 units has been delivered to customer. 12,063 units have been delivered to customer. और already we have seen जो हमने goods उन्हें deliver किया है, that is also the good unit as per our department, and जो unit हमने replace किया है, that will also be from the good unit as per our department. बढ़ूं आगे तो देखिए ये कंफर्म हो गया. अब हमने इन्हें 1263 यूनिट्स डिलीवर किया है, क्योंकि जो 1200 यूनिट्स हमने फोल्ड किया था वो भी गुड यूनिट थी एज पर आवर कैलकुलेशन, और जो 63 यूनिट रिटर्न आई दैट शुड आल्सो बी फ्रॉम द गुड यूनिट एज पर आवर कैलकुलेशन. एनी डाउट बेटा? नहीं. अब जरा सोचिए, जो उन्होंने बताया है कि इंटरनल फेल्यूर इज 20% ऑन यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर्ड, whether we can apply directly 20% on 1263 units, whether we can apply directly 20% on this 1263 unit? No, because 20% is on units manufactured, while these are the good units produced. So suppose it is 100, good unit manufactured is 100. So the internal failure is 20% of unit manufactured. So the good unit will be in the ratio 80. So अगर हम 100 यूनिट मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं तो 20 यूनिट उसमें से इंटरनल फेलियर हो जाता है, तो गुड यूनिट इज इक्वल टू 80% इन रेशियो. सो डिवाइड कीजिए बेटा, 1263 डिवाइडेड बाय 80 इंटू 20. इट इज 316 ले लेते हैं, राउंड ऑफ कर देते हैं अपन उसको, 316. So now total लगाइए आप, कितना आ रहा है? It's 1579. 1579 if the number of total unit produced, उसमें से 316 यूनिट हमारी इंटरनल फेल्यूर थी, 1263 यूनिट हमारे पास अवेलेबल थी एज अ गुड यूनिट, उस पे से हमने 1200 यूनिट बेचा है, और 63 यूनिट जो रिटर्न आई हमने उसी में से गुड यूनिट फिर रिप्लेस किया। चलिए बताइए बेटा, क्या डाउट है इसमें, आप मुझे कम्युनिकेट करें, वी विल सॉल्व दैट डाउट। कोई डाउट है इसमें आपको? Please revert fast, beta. We are short of time. We have to start question number 3 anyhow today. Rahul, there has been definitely a possibility, no, 100% there will be defect in the replacement. That's why पहले आपने 1200 का 5% आया, that amount to 60, फिर जो 60 था फिर उसका और 5% आया, तो आप ऐसा कैलकुलेशन करेंगे ना तो रफली इट अमाउंट टू 63 यूनिट। आप करके देखिएगा बेटा राहुल। ओके, वंस 1200 का 5%, 60 रिटर्न आया, फिर 60 में से भी 5% रिटर्न आएगा, फिर जो बचा उसका भी 5% रिटर्न आएगा, सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली इट विल बी 63। यू कैन डू द कैलकुलेशन बेटा। Yes, Dara, you can also create the equation or you can assume the ratio beta. There is no issue in such. बढ़े आगे चलिए, अब मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन देता हूं, टेल मी द आंसर ऑफ दैट वन, प्लीज राइट डाउन। फाइंड आउट द टोटल यूनिट मैन्युफैक्चर्ड। फाइंड आउट द टोटल यूनिट मैन्युफैक्चर्ड। Write down the first point. Demand for the product is 28,000 units. Demand है ना, demand for the product is 28,000 units. Second point, 12.5% of the items, 12.5% of the items delivered to customers will be rejected due to specification failure and require free replacement Third point and last point, 20% of the items produced will be discovered as faulty या डिफेक्टिव, लिख दीजिए कुछ भी, at inspection stage before they are delivered to customer. चलिए बेटा, अब मुझे बताइए, आप फाइनली हमने 28,000 यूनिट को सेल करने के लिए कितनी यूनिट टोटल में एक्चुअली मैन्युफैक्चर किया है? Okay, I'm giving you time of 3 to 5 minutes. Please take your time and have patience. Definitely, I think most of the student will give me the correct answer. आपको मुझे बताना है 28,000 की डिमांड जो थी, सेल जो थी, उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए मुझे कितनी यूनिट मैन्युफैक्चर करना पड़ा है. ओके सोहम, वेट करते हैं बेटा अदर स्टूडेंट का वो आंसर दे दे. Rahul beta, please reconsider your answer. I don't think it's the correct answer beta. Please reconsider your answer. Rahul, KL. Okay, Jishnu. Other student waiting for your answer beta. What is the total amount of units that has been manufactured? Dhara Shah beta, please reconsider your answer. That is not the correct one. Okay, Chandan Kumar, Bhavin, Rashmi, Jishnu, and Soham have answered me 40,000 unit, and I think 40,000 unit is the correct answer beta. देखिए कैसे कैलकुलेशन होगा, बहुत ध्यान से समझिए आप इसको. सबसे पहले आपको यूनिट्स इनवॉइस दिया है. डिमांड मींस इनवॉइस. यूनिट्स इनवॉइस्ड है 28,000. डिमांड मतलब हमने उसको फुलफिल किया, तो 28,000 यूनिट्स का हमने बिलिंग किया है. ठीक है. फिर 12.5% क्या मैं डायरेक्टली अप्लाई कर सकता हूं 28,000 पे? नहीं. Why 12.5% will not be directly applied? Because 12.5% has been calculated on units delivered, while this is the demanded unit, that is invoiced unit. तो प्लस अगर मुझे इस पे एक्सटर्नल फेल्यूर की यूनिट्स निकालना है, तो what I have to do? 28,000 is the unit invoice. अगर 100 यूनिट्स मैंने डिलीवर्ड किया हो, if I delivered 100 units, then out of that 12.5 units are returned as defective. So ultimately जो invoiced unit है वो 87.5 बची. If I have delivered 100 unit, then these are the external failure units. Okay, मुझे निकालना है external failure for 12.5. कितना रहा बेटा? I think it's 4,000 units. So total units delivered to customer is 32,000. What is this? Units delivered to customer. And definitely one thing is sure, whether you have delivered the very first time, such unit are also good unit as per your inspection department. And whenever you are replacing the unit, such unit are also the good unit as per your inspection department. So in other words, 32,000 is the amount of good unit manufactured. In other words, 32,000 units are गुड यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर्ड, ठीक है। अब जो 20% हमें दिया हुआ है, 20%, दैट 20% इज गिवन ऑन यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर्ड, नॉट गुड यूनिट मैन्युफैक्चर्ड। सो अगेन, अगर मुझे अब इंटरनल फेल्यूर निकालना है, तो व्हाट आई हैव टू डू, 32,000 गुड यूनिट है। तो अगर मैंने 100 यूनिट्स मैन्युफैक्चर किया हूं, तो इसमें से 20 यूनिट्स मेरा इंटरनल फेल्यूर है। So the remaining 80 represent the good unit and 32,000 unit is the good unit. So therefore multiply by 20 जब आप करेंगे, so I think ये 8,000 unit आपका आ रहा है internal failure unit. So total good unit is 32,000 as per my inspection department. 8,000 unit is the internal failure. So the total unit I have manufactured during the period is 40,000 units. क्लियर है बेटा? अब इसमें कोई डाउट है तो बिल्कुल आप पूछिए मुझसे, यू कैन आस्क योर डाउट बेटा रिगार्डिंग दिस पॉइंट। तो जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का सबसे स्पेशल पॉइंट था ना, दैट वी हैव कंप्लीटेड जस्ट नाउ, और ये डिटेल मैंने क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 से लिया हूं, वहीं का पूरा कैलकुलेशन अवेलेबल है। ओके, रश्मि अनिकेत ने भी फिर बाद में सही आंसर दिया है 40,000। ध्यान रखिएगा बेटा ना, वन मोर पॉइंट वी हैव डिस्कस, ये जो 4,000 यूनिट है, इस पे आपका जो लॉस है 4,000 एक्सटर्नल यूनिट्स पर जो लॉस है वो कंपेरेटिवली हायर होगा ऑन पर यूनिट बेसिस एज कंपेयर टू 8,000 यूनिट्स पर जो पर यूनिट का लॉस है, बिकॉज on both the units 4,000 external failure and 8,000 internal failure, manufacturing cost will be incurred, so it's a loss. Additionally, on 4,000 unit you have incurred the transportation, packaging or logistic cost, whatever name they are given, additionally on 4,000 unit, but not on those 8,000 units. Clear है बड़े बेटा? कोई भी डाउट मेरे पास नहीं आया है। For now, one very important assignment I am giving to you, प्लीज कंप्लीट इट बिफोर द नेक्स्ट सेशन बेटा ना। 22 को जो आपका सेशन है उसके पहले ही आपको वो पूरा कंप्लीट कर लेना है। इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज अदरवाइज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ कॉस्ट ऑफ क्वालिटी इज नॉट ओवर फ्रॉम योर साइड। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, नाउ आई कैन कंफर्टेबली एंड कॉन्फिडेंटली गिव यू in the assignment. You can complete that question on your own. If you are facing any doubt, we can discuss in the starting few minutes of the next session बेटा। चलिए, है ना? Now due to time we cannot conduct any new point in the remaining 3 to 4 minutes. लगभग बेटा 3 सेशन आपके कंप्लीट हो गए। दिस इज द थर्ड सेशन। मुझे फीडबैक चाहिए था आपका, हाउ दिस बैच इज बेनिफिटिंग पेपर नंबर 5 टू यू, इसमें क्या इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं, या कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो आपको बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिट कर रही है ड्यूरिंग दिस 3 सेशन, सो दैट आई कैन कंटिन्यू सच थिंग इन द रिमेनिंग सेशन ऑल्सो। और जो चीज आपको लगता है कि सर ये चीज भी अगर एड ऑन हो जाए तो हमें फिर इस बैच का बेनिफिट और मिलेगा, तो डेफिनेटली आई विल टेक इट एज अ सीरियस सजेशन एंड विल इंप्लीमेंट इन द रिमेनिंग सेशन। सो इट्स ओवर टू यू बेटा, प्लीज अपना फीडबैक प्रोवाइड कीजिए, क्या चीज अच्छी लग रही है आपको इस बैच में, जो डेफिनेटली वी विल कंटिन्यू इन द रिमेनिंग सेशन ऑल्सो, एंड कुछ इंप्रूवमेंट जो आपको लगता है कि हम कर सकते हैं, then definitely I will take that note that one and will definitely deliver in the coming session. Okay beta, now it's over to you beta. Don't log out beta, I'm waiting for your suggestion and feedback. Okay, okay Sohan beta, definitely I will work on the video quality, we'll discuss with the technical team and we'll try to convey the technical team so that the quality problem, video quality problem cannot be repeated in the future. Thank you Sohan for your kind words. Aniket, thank you beta. Definitely, firm. With all the support for student, definitely we will do wonders in this batch. Definitely each and every concept will be discussed in detail, and importantly from the examination viewpoint. What examination required from a CA finalist in paper number 5. Okay, beta. So signing off from my side. Thank you for watching the session. Goodbye, beta. Thank you, Rahul KL. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you, Dhara. Rahul, I think beta, if the same problem done in two ways now, so some student get confused. That's why I avoid doing the same question through alternate method. If one-to-one we are discussing the beta, then it's possible that I will tell you alternate method also. But in case we are giving lectures on a group basis, then I think it will be not possible because other student might get confused in the alternate method also. So the concept will be left over from their side. Beta, na? Otherwise, definitely I will do that one. Thank you, Rashmi, for your kind words, beta. डेफिनेटली धाराशा प्रैक्टिकल पार्ट क्वेश्चन के लिए बेटा डेफिनेटली और कुछ बेसिक क्वेश्चन जैसे इस क्वेश्चन में तो अपन ने किया ही है आने वाले क्वेश्चन में मैं और आपको बेसिक क्वेश्चन दे दूंगा और इफ पॉसिबल आई विल गिव यू द प्रिंटेड पीडीएफ फॉर दैट आवर टाइम कैन बी सेव्ड थैंक यू चंदन ओके बेटा थैंक यू थैंक्स अ लॉट गुड बाय बेटा